I've come to the AudioLimited stand because this is going to be one of the stories that everyone wants to hear. I'm with Kish Patel, who is without a doubt the best dressed person at IBC 2015. I happen to know he's off to a wedding later, so is this the wedding suit or is this...
No, that's a different suit.
This is the 1010 suit.
This is 1010
This is the digital suit. Tell me about 1010.
Well, this is the new digital radio microphone system, so it is fully digital in its modulation and its audio. We've spent 12 years researching it, and finally this is the end product. We said 12 years ago we wanted to achieve a 2 millisecond end-to-end delay. We wanted to make sure that it's powered by standard batteries, have the same range as the current analog systems, but the bonus is that we've been able to pack up to 20 channels into each 8 megahertz TV channel. And that's where we've got to so far.
And the 20 channels into an 8 meg piece of space, was that originally one of the design aims, or did that come along the way?
We noticed that when we were looking at the modulation schemes that other manufacturers have used, there are limitations on how many channels you can get working together. But certainly the focus since Ofcom and other regulators around the world have started selling spectrum. 3 years ago, our emphasis changed to make sure that the standard attributes would remain exactly the same, but we wanted to achieve greater channel density because that is the future. Ofcom and other regulators around the world are selling spectrum, and we need to squeeze in and make much more efficient use of that spectrum.
That's fantastic. Show me more.
Well, that's the 1010 transmitter, which is powered by 2 AA batteries in there. Get up to 5.5 hours use of 2 AA batteries. Menu system is, we think, one of the simplest menu systems that's on the market. So there's frequency, gain, in the option screen. There's the SD card recorder, lock. You can put it to sleep mode, and it'll scroll back. So in frequency, what we're doing is we've got TV channel, sub-channel, and a manual tune. So first of all, if you select TV channel, this is a European TV channel, so you can select your TV channel once you've decided where you're going to. You've got a sub-channel, and in the sub-channels we've got a 400 kilohertz spacing, so we can get up to 30 channels in there. And then you simply just go sub-channel, press OK, and then you can go use the left and right buttons to select the channel. You can also manually tune up and down in 25 kilohertz steps. So you've got an infinite number of choice of frequencies. In the options menu, you've got LF cut, so you've got selectable LF selections on there. You've also got RF power. You've got, you can turn the RF stage off to preserve power if you're just using it as a recorder. You've got low power, mid power, and high power. High power is 50 milliwatts, mid power is 20 milliwatts, and low power is 5 milliwatts. In the display and encryption, you also have encryption on this. So if you want to do, have so many situations now where actors are particularly paranoid about paparazzi listening in on the unit. So what we've done is we've got an encryption mode in there, again proprietary to audio, and essentially it just encrypts the whole chain. So even if you've got one of our receivers, you would still need to manually input the code to allow you to decrypt the audio. With the region settings, you select region and it'll give you US, EU, or Australia, New Zealand. So you've got the 6 meg TV channel, 8 meg TV channel for the European, and 7 point whatever it is for the Australian channel. So at the moment we're in EU mode. Then region, we have an update, so you can do firmware updates via the micro SD card. You've also got, you can turn the blue LED off, so if you want in vision, you want to take that off, you can do that. Bluetooth turns it on and off, and various other parameters in there for pairing. Restore it, and battery type. So that will be able to, you'll be able to select battery types so that you'll get a much more accurate indication on the receiver of the battery in use. And that's pretty much as simple as that menu gets.
And do you want to show me the time code menu?
Yeah.
The recorder and timecode.
Yes. Okay. So in the record menu, you've got record. So you're able to hit the record there, and it will start going. You've got the file info, so it'll tell you which track it's on, which file number is, and on the frame rates, you'll be able to select the frame rates that you want to be selecting to film in, and jamming the time code. Just have an external jam, put it in there, and it'll pick up the time code on the unit itself. The complementary receiver is still mono, but both units will switch over 100 megahertz, so it will give you greatest flexibility in terms of what people need to be doing. We're sending the metadata from the transmitter to the receiver, so you can actually set up the data that's on the screen here, which will translate to the receiver. You can name the transmitter, and the metadata goes back to the receiver, so you know exactly which unit it's on. And the transmitter has a micro SD card in it. It has a recording function, which is available in the rest of the world except for the US market.
Tell me about the inbuilt recorder. That's data compressed.
Yes, the data, the raw data is compressed onto the micro SD card, and then you use the app to expand it out to a WAV file.
So we're data compressed, but not audio compressed.
No.
Tell me about the audio path through the digits and back out.
Well, we have got a proprietary modulation scheme, and there is a degree of compression that goes in the audio, but it's very transparent. It's again proprietary because we want to make sure there are no artifacts in the whole transmission chain.
And the transmission chain, I know that there's probably stuff you can't tell me about that, but as I understand it, you're doing it in a different way to most of the other people that have done digital radios so far.
Absolutely. I mean, what we looked at was making sure that all of the people that asked us for the digital radio microphone have said it's got to have the same distance as our current analog systems. It's got to have the same audio quality, and of course run on standard batteries and minimize the delay. So that's what the modulation scheme that we've chosen gives us the range, as well as the channel density with the TV channels.
Fantastic. The receiver can get mounted with different ends, can't it, to fit in different situations?
The receiver comes with either a 25-pin D-type to go into the Panasonic camera, or it can go into an SL6, in which case it will be fully compatible with the metadata that need communications on that. But also we've got a standalone adapter, so if you want to use it as a standalone unit, that will have XLR and the 4-pin high-rise powering. But also the 25-pin D-type goes onto a modular rack system, so in the portable mode you'll be able to put it in with an RFDA and get up to 4 channels working together.
So for jamming timecode into the transmitter, how do we do that?
You either do it through the connector or we will have a Bluetooth connection via the app, but also through the microphone. So you'll be able to squirt the time code through that, and so you could have a multiple number of units on the table, and you'll be able to just blitz it through a speaker.
Brilliant. Do you want to show me the app?
Yeah. Let me just. Sorry, I've got to unlock this.
That's his family at the moment.
Yeah. There you go. That's the app, which will be available in probably about 4 weeks' time, which will be a download from the Apple Store, hopefully.
And there's a surprise, it's got my name in it.
Yes, that's the one we played with earlier. So you've got at the moment you can change the name, check the LF cut and the gain control on the transmitter. Well, later options will become, you'll have many other options coming along. You'll be able to change the frequency using the app and other parameters as we increase the ability for the app to do many other things.